Yes,
So,
absolutely.
looking forward to, whoa,
Yes.
music. You know what that music means? This is the way to get fired up here. It's time for the Pick Six for, as we call it, I always love this, Week 0.
Yes, week 0
How
as
you
they
can have
call
a
it.
week that isn't a number, I don't know. But here we go, Week 0. And our picks this week are going to consist of a lot of SSAA games.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll get started here with Faith Christian at Cornerstone Charter, two SSA teams there in the Orlando Metro there in Orange County. And Faith Christian, Cornerstone Charter, both of them have had their fair amount of struggles, but they've had some success as well. They've, they for small schools programs, they tend to hold up their own for their own accord there, basically. And
Right.
and also, we are going to introduce something with the picks this year. Yes. Breaking news. We have a computer ranking now.
Ah, yes, that's
The
right.
computer ranking is actually, we tried it last year. There was some stuff there, but it was a little wonky. But this year, things are actually set to go with the FHA computer, the FloridaHighSchoolFootball.com computer, I should say. And what's going to happen here is as we go through the picks here, we're going to pop up our picks on the screen, and then we're going to give you the pick from the computer here as well. So, Marty, I will let you go ahead and make your pick here first on this game, and then we're going to throw up my pick and then the computer pick as well. So go ahead and tell me what you're thinking here.
Well, a little bit rusty at this, obviously. I haven't picked games in a while and trying to recall maybe who would coming off last year, but I guess that I would probably take Faith Christian in this instance. Knowing the past of these teams, it's tough to pick week 1 for that reason, but I believe Faith Christian probably favored, and I would take them to win.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same here, and I'm going Faith Christian as well in this one. And actually, and when we get ready to pop this up here on the screen here, how about this?
15.
Faith Christian, and yes, the computer is picking Faith Christian to win by 15 over Cornerstone Charter. So how about that? I mean, we're already making. We're going to see if the computer keeps up, or we're going to get behind the computer here. So.
I like the NIL that we were talking about. Now we have the betting lines. No,
No, it's not betting lines.
Not
We can't call that.
Yeah, they're not betting
Otherwise,
lines.
Craig Damon might come after us.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
I'm just kidding.
Although every other sport now has it, but but yeah, that's not what it is. Obviously, it's Josh's the computer ranking that he has that comes up and that spits out that number. So Faith Christian 15.
Yes, and there's a lot of factors. It's pretty much analytical data, basically. It's numbers, basically, and it consists of strength of schedule and a little bit of historical from the last 2 years. So it keeps in mind of what how the teams have trended over the last couple of years, and then of course the games from over time. The games in week 1 are not going to matter as much as the games in week 10 when we get later in the season.
Right, exactly. So. All right, on to our second game of the week, and this should be a good one. Foundation Academy, and we talked about this team earlier, defending SSAA 11-man state champion, Masters Academy. And
yes.
Foundation Academy out of Winter Garden, Masters Academy from Oviedo, to our Orange County teams.
Yes, and the Masters Academy is the defending state champs here in the Sunshine State Athletic Association. Now, I think a note about Foundation Academy is they just joined the SSAA after being an FHA, so if you think about it, a few years ago, Foundation Academy during COVID, they were state semifinalists. So this is a big step down for Foundation Academy, honestly.
Yeah, it is. And really, unfortunately for them in this game, I got to say, I'm taking the defending state champion, Masters Academy, to win this game. I think it'll be a tough one for Foundation Academy. Yeah, you said they've been there before, but they're probably going to have a little bit of a growing pain there in the SSA, and they're going to have a tough matchup week 1.
Yeah, this is where I'm thinking the same thing, too. Honestly, the Masters Academy, they had a strong run last year to that state championship game there in the SSAA. And honestly, I'll tell you this right now, that is where all our picks are going, and that's where even the computer pick is going. The Masters Academy 23 over Foundation Academy to open up the season here.
So that is game number 2. We both have the Masters Academy, as you said,
yes.
23 favorite Masters Academy by 23 over Foundation Academy. All right, game 3. Santa Fe Catholic out of Lakeland, Legacy Charter.
Yes.
That is Kissimmee.
Yeah. Coy.
I'm pardon me, McCoy. Sorry about that.
Yes.
Got to get used to my cities again. Yep, that is game 3.
Now, Santa Fe Catholic, this is interesting. Santa Fe Catholic, the brother of the head coach at Foundation Academy is the head coach at Santa Fe Catholic. And But Legacy Charter kind of struggled a little bit. Santa Fe Catholic has had some wins, like a few wins over the last couple seasons. They have found their way to the middle of the pack of the Sunshine State Athletic Association. So, and I'm kind of curious to see how this game goes. See if Legacy Charter bounces back after they had a good season in 2022. They kind of took a step back in 2023. I'm kind of curious to see how both of these teams perform, and honestly see if they can make some inroads with some of the top tier teams in the Sunshine State Athletic Association. And my pick here is going to be Santa Fe Catholic in this one.
Well, I agree with you again. We're 3 for 3. I think Santa Fe Catholic will win this game, even though it's on the road. I like them as well.
No, absolutely. And we're going to have 13. It's going to be 13 over for Santa Fe Catholic versus Legacy Charter. But honestly, this is just a team that I think, it's a game. It could be interesting. The line actually could be, by the time we look at the margin of victory, it could be smaller than 13 in this situation, depending, that some of these teams are shaking off the rust. But there you go. And we'll pull. Oh, well, there we go. Got the pickup right there. So, yeah, Santa Fe Catholic for both of us here in this one. And Marty, we got our fourth game coming up here on this one.
Yeah, this is another game. Mount Dora Christian, another powerhouse team, and they will host Orangewood Christian out of Maitland. And I tell you, Mount Dora Christian, we've talked about them before. This is a good program there at Mount Dora Christian. I think I'd like them to win this game at home week 1.
No, absolutely. And of course, Mount Dora Christian, they won the SSAA 5A title last year, so that'll be real interesting. Orangewood Christian, again, been more in the middle of the pack of the SSAA, and I honestly think it's just going to be a really tough game for Orangewood Christian coming out of the gate here. And I definitely think, I agree with you, Marty, that this is going to be Mount Dora Christian's game here, and nobody else's.
Yeah, and as you will put on the screen here, the computers seem to agree.
Yes. And for that, the computer ranking agrees.
41.
Yes.
Woo.
Yes, Mount Dora Christian 41 over Orangewood Christian to start the season.
Let's see if that gets Orangewood Christian fired up, seeing that.
I might be providing some bulletin board material.
I might help some teams. You're right. Mount Dora Christian, a 41-point favorite, or favored by 41 over Orangewood. As you see, Game 5, St. Joseph out of St. Augustine travels right down the road to Deltona to take on Trinity Christian. And again, St. Joseph, another team that has been in the FHSA, now in the SSAA, and they have had some good years as well. I like the Flashes to win this game of St. Joseph.
Alan B.J. Johnson is back at Deltona Trinity Christian. St. Joseph actually is, they've had some struggles. Both of them have had some struggles. So, they don't have the rosters like they used to back in the day. And honestly, my thought is this, and if I know how Alan B.J. Johnson is, he's going to get this team back up and rolling here at Deltona Trinity Christian. And I'm actually going to go the reverse of the computer and Marty's pick and call Trinity Christian on this one, actually. And we'll pop that up here on the screen. And there you go. How about that? I am going the opposite this week on this one. If I need to choose one.
Your computer seems to agree with me, not with you, but in this case. But yeah, that's not a bad line. 11. I mean, obviously 41 a little bigger, but yeah, that'd probably be a pretty good ball game. I agree with you there, and so it's good to have some differences. I'm glad we have a little bit of a difference there. Our sixth and final game here of week 0.
Yes.
Seven Rivers Christian from Lecanto. They'll travel to Winter Park to take on Trinity Prep, and gotta say here, I like Seven Rivers Christian's program, always have, and I think that they will go on the road and win this opening game against Trinity Prep.
No, I agree. I think this is going to be, Monty Van, he's a really strong coach there. Brian Kells is the head coach there at Trinity Prep. He just took over last year. If the name Brian Kells sounds familiar, that's because he basically led the team there at Orange City University for a long time, getting them going and all that, and getting them into a position to win in playoff games. Got out of coaching, but was going to go into private sector, and kind of, ended up at Trinity Prep. And Trinity Prep has been a team that has struggled, and they did struggle last year in their first year in the SSAA. So with that said, I honestly believe where the computer is leading to this one, and I'm going with Seven Rivers Christian like you as well, Marty. And the computer says Seven Rivers Christian 19 over Trinity Prep.
All right, there you go. So those are the pick 6 6 games to pick this opening week, week 0 and the SSAA. And of course, next week we'll have 6 games from the FHSAA to pick week